if anybody out there has seen this recent interview. All right. There's this African man. Now, I'm not sure what this podcast is called, but there's this African man on the podcast, and he's pretty much telling the truth about how a lot of these Africans from the diaspora really feel about Pan-Africanism and the whole idea of black people worldwide coming together collectively as one. And he's basically explaining the real of how he feel about that. Here, you can check the video out right here.
So you saying because the continent of Africa is not unified, then we can't have a global unification of the black diaspora?
But what are you unified around?
That's something we could build. What is the purpose of Pan-Africanism if you're saying that unity isn't possible?
Well, you said it as if I believe in Pan-Africanism. It's the most stupid, bogus thing ever anybody to even say.
But you spoke about worldview earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if our worldview was to uplift each other?
Whose worldview?
Black people.
Which black people?
All black people.
No, there is no such thing. You can't go to Asia and say all Asian people.
But why not?
I am telling you, this is the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
We are the only ones who walk the earth, and as soon as you see a black person at the airport, oh, brother. No, I'm not your brother.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Have you gone to Europe and you had an Italian man calling a German brother?
Fuck them. What's wrong with me seeing you at the airport?
This is the problem.
You gonna have to explain it to me then.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you something. The story of Chaka the Zulu.
Mm-hmm. Chaka Zulu.
What was he famous for before they killed him? Tormenting fellow black tribes in that region.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the man you're going to unite with?
No.
Okay. I'm just telling you. We think that skin color makes you and me the same. We're not. I am from a small tribe called the Ajak tribe in Benin. Benin is only 6.5 million people with over 40 tribes. When I say tribe, I mean the language is like French and Chinese. I don't have anything in common with the 49 other people in my country. Nothing in common. They speak a different language. They have a different God, a different religion, different food, different forms of wear and culture, traditions and customs. We were forced, carved and say, remain here. He's not my brother. Now you're asking for a global brotherhood of all black people. Why would the black people be different from any continent? Europe is a global community of white people, but they don't go around saying brother and sister. Asia is a community of all yellow Asians in Asia. They don't go around calling each other brother and sister. Same with the Middle East, same with everywhere. Where only when it comes to black people you think we are all the same. We're not the same.
In the video, the man basically says that Pan-Africanism is foolish. And no other people on this planet go around calling themselves brother. He said that Europeans don't go around in Europe calling themselves brother and all of that stuff. And black people are the only people who call themselves brothers and try to form some type of brotherhood with black people around the planet. He says that black people are the only people who does that. And I don't know if that's the case or not. I do know that certain Europeans come together for certain reasons. They come together when it comes to how they are going to continually oppress melanated people. They come together for that. They come together to talk about melanated people. But as far as the brotherhood and stuff like that, I don't know if they don't really have themselves a brotherhood or not. This man pretty much said that Pan-Africanism is foolish. Don't nobody go around calling themselves brothers. And it's just not something that is conducive. It's something that's never going to work. He doesn't ever see it working. And I'm going to be honest with you. I agree with him. I wish more African diaspora people would come out and be honest. They only want this Pan-Africanism thing when it comes to black Americans. And here's why. They only want this Pan-Africanism thing when it comes to black Americans because they are used to black Americans doing all of the heavy lifting, okay? Black Americans for years have been doing the heavy lifting. We fought for the 14th Amendment, a birthright citizenship. Even though that was supposed to be for us, that was supposed to be for the children of slaves. But immigrants take full advantage of that, okay? So we fought for the birthright citizenship. We fought for immigration rights in the 1960s. Okay? Nobody had an affinity for Africa more than Black Americans. We have more of an affinity for Africa than a lot of Africans themselves on their own continent. We had such an affinity for Africans that we stood in line ready for war, ready to go to Ethiopia in the 1930s to help Ethiopia fight off the Italian government, to help them fight off Mussolini. It was Black Americans who stood 10 toes down saying, where do I sign up? How do we get these colonizers off your back? It was a Black American who went to Ethiopia and taught the Ethiopians about airplanes and how to fly airplanes, how to build aircrafts. He was a former, a Tuskegee Airman. He went to Ethiopia and taught the Ethiopians the finer points of flying and navigating in the air. Nobody stood up for Africa like Black Americans. It was Black Americans who stood up to apartheid South Africa. Black Americans stood up and fought for the Black people in South Africa. Black Americans helped put Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela on the map. You see what I'm saying? You had Black Americans saying, as long as there's apartheid in South Africa, I'll refuse to go and do shows or do concerts in South Africa. You had people like Stevie Wonder refusing to do shows in South Africa. You had people like Sly and the Family Stone refusing to do shows in South Africa, making songs like What's the Word, Johannesburg. So for them to come here to this country and to have this warped disposition or warped view about Black Americans is just a bit contradictory. You know what I'm saying? But I actually agree with this man when he says that their Pan-Africanism is a foolish idea. Now, I don't think it's foolish. I do hope one day that this Pan-Africanism thing really takes off, but I don't see it happening no time soon. Africa got too many issues of their own that they need to deal with before they come to us talking about some type of get-together unionship. There's too many issues to work out in Africa first. African leaders need to get on Ibrahim Touré's wave. They need to get on that wavelength. Get on Ibrahim Touré's program. Get on his wavelength, and maybe then, and only then, can we maybe talk about some type of Pan-Africanism. Peace and power to the room. I appreciate y'all joining me. Go ahead and smash the like, send those hearts, and send those gifts. It'll be much appreciated. Let me give a couple of waves. To the people. I appreciate y'all joining. That's my kids upstairs making all that damn noise. But I really appreciate y'all joining. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the man. I agree with the man. He said a lot of things that, some people might have find it offensive. Some people may find offensive, but I didn't. I didn't find it offensive. I say, bravo. Bravo to you, sir. Bravo to you for telling the truth of how I feel that the majority of Africans feel that way. That, because you don't see a Pan-Africanism in large numbers in Africa. That's Black Americans who gatekeep this whole Pan-Africanism thing. Black people in America gatekeep that red, black, and green flag. You see what I'm saying? Where the gatekeepers are at. So, if you ask me, there is no real true Pan-Africanism without Black Americans, for one. But a large number of Black Americans are putting that red, black, and green down. I'm not putting my red, black, and green flag down. You can just say that I'm going to fold it up and put it in the back of my closet for right now. It's still there. It's still there. When Africa get their thing together, then we'll get our stuff together, okay? And then maybe we can come together collectively and we can get something popping. But until then, Until then, I just do not see a global Pan-Africanism thing happening. Everybody's going for self. Everybody's going for self. And that's something that we did not have to or did not want to do in the beginning. But we have no choice. The way I see it as of right now, we have no choice. We have no choice because what should we do? Just let people continue to come here and disrespect us, disrespect our lineage, disrespect our ancestors? Is that what we're supposed to do? That's just not going to happen. Let me get me a sip out my ghetto cup. Sipping on a little lemonade. I got it made in the shade, sipping on lemonade. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know?
I gotta go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be up there. But it is what it is. So, let's see. Quick invites. Let me bring this back down. I don't know how that popped up.
I need to go.
You said I'm Ethiopian. I am a FBA. I mean, that depends. Are you half Ethiopian, half FBA? You have an FBA mother and an Ethiopian father? Are you half Ethiopian, half FBA? You have an FBA mother and an Ethiopian father? Or vice versa? Because if that's not the case, then, I'm sorry to inform you, but you are not FBA, all right? That's not how it goes. FBA is not just something that you claim. FBA is a lineage. You're either FBA or you're not. Your ancestry either goes back to the plantations in North America or it does not. You say you're full Ethiopian, but your girl is FBA? That's cool. That's cool. So you're Ethiopian then. Your girl is FBA. You'll fight for me? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Much appreciated.